Let's move on to our next final here, which is YIN. Now, if you look at this pronunciation, you'll want to pronounce it like we say the word in English. But the I is there, and you know how to pronounce the I. Nothing's changing about that. The I is still pronounced I. So just pronounce I how you normally would, but just add a N on the end. YIN. And it's also spelt with a YIN when it's just that IN sound. If you like, you can imagine this pronunciation as the EAN in the word mean. A great word to learn for this IN final in Chinese would be a word that we've actually been using a lot throughout this course, which is what we're learning. Pinyin, or literally spell sound. Another taste of that logical word structure in Chinese. The spellings of sounds. A cool thing you can notice about this word as well is that this phenomenon with the N starts happening. Pinyin. When you have an N in the middle of a word, this doesn't just happen in Chinese, it happens in a lot of different languages, even English. The N just sort of disappears or becomes very, very subtle if it's placed in the middle of a word. Often. Not always, but often. So, pinyin, if you say it quickly, it kind of sounds a little bit like the word peeing, right? Pinyin. Another one that's essentially not that common, but it's still something you have to have in your arsenal, because when you use it right, it comes across really, really well to Chinese people. And that word is nin, and it's essentially the polite version of the word you. Nin. And I'm not sure if you remember the character for this, but if you compare them, you'll see that nin, the polite version, is exactly the same, except that it has a heart component at the bottom. So essentially you could think of it as like putting your heart into your you. So if you were talking to someone with higher social status than you, or someone you want to suck up to, like in-laws, anyone older than you essentially as well, instead of saying 你好, you say 您好, and you'll make a great impression if you do that. Now, another word that we've learned so far in this course with you in it would be thank you. 谢谢你. How are we going to make that more polite, do you think? That's right. 谢谢您. 谢谢您. Now, in our experience, a lot of time when you try to use nin on someone, they'll be very humble and say, you don't need to say nin with me. But they'll still like it. So go ahead and try that out. So whilst we're on this subject of yin, we'll do one more word, which is the Chinese word for today. 今天. So if you think about it, there's a lot going on with this word so far. You've got the tongue down for the J, you've got the IN, so remembering that it's in and not in. You've also got the heavier aspirated T in tian. You've also got the N sound, not an, it's not 今天. And you've also got, on top of all of that, you've got the double first tone. And you have to pronounce them pretty much exactly the same. So, 今天. 今天. So say that a couple of times, and we'll move on and start actually using this word in a sentence in the next video.